Welcome to Unlocking Las Vegas with your favorite redhead realtor, Erin Pearson Mills. We're going to be covering the greater areas of Las Vegas all the way to Pahrump and Mesquite, talking about trends, events, sports, and more. I'm super excited to welcome all of our guests this year and have a great time, which is everything Unlocking Las Vegas.
Welcome back to the podcast. Happy 4th of July week, everybody. Who do I have in the office with me today? Just the man, the myth, the legend that has helped me run the back end of my business for, I have a spatial idea of time. How long have we worked together?
It's been quite a few years now.
3, 4, something, maybe even longer.
Yes.
Okay, so Lonnie, tell me who you are, your favorite color, and what you do for a living.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Erin, for having me here this morning. My name is Lonnie Wiseman, and I am founder and owner of Executive Asset Solutions Group, which is a full-service asset protection and wealth preservation firm. And we mainly specialize in the formation of business entities such as LLCs, corporations, limited partnerships, along with doing wealth preservation and estate planning. So that's
okay. So I know you love me and I can make fun of you. So that sounded terrible, right? That sounded but guess what? Because of Lonnie, I never have to worry about my assets, my taxes, getting sued. And so I love that commercial. I think it's a banking commercial or JP Morgan. And they're like, we're so boring. Our company is so boring, but we're so boring so you can live a safe and secure life. Have you seen that commercial?
I have seen that.
It really got to me. I was like, dang, these are the people that you want in your life. You want, the good lawyers, the good CPAs. You want your assets protected. And so we're going to kind of break down. I'm going to ask you the stupid questions and you're going to answer intelligently. So, because I've been a realtor now for about 7 years. And you know what? There are things in life that they don't teach you in high school and they don't teach you in college. The little stupid things like, credit, how to refinance, how to read stock sheets. There's a lot of things we have to learn it on our own.
Yeah, how to even balance the checkbook. They don't even teach you.
None of that, right? Even how to use an ATM card, which we just went through with Rocco because we opened up his first bank account and stuff like that.
Nice.
So starting his credit early. So bottom line, it doesn't matter how young you are, you can we'll get into it, but you can have a living trust if you're a business person. So we'll kind of start with LLC. What does that stand for?
Yeah, LLC stands for Limited Liability Company. And what that basically is, it's a bona fide legal business entity that allows a business owner or an independent contractor to have formed for them so that they can operate their business or their type of work if they're a 1099 format to work inside of this type of a assignment. They want to be able to work inside the confines of this company, so therefore they can end up obtaining a much better tax advantage and tax structure for themselves.
I'm going to make you repeat that.
Yes, yes, a much stronger and better tax position you will be in by operating inside the confines of a legalized business entity such as an LLC. And also what that company will do for you as well is that it will end up protecting you personally from any business lawsuits that may come your way.
So no matter what you do, because we talk to business people all day long, people love to pigeonhole me because I'm a realtor, but me and my husband actually own 4 different businesses, only one of which is real estate. And so I love that, and people are also like, oh, I'd love to use Lonnie. I live in Arkansas. Can I use you, Lonnie?
Absolutely. Regardless of where you live, I can definitely help you out and put you in a position of strength.
Okay, so living trust. Now, I've been married for 28 years this upcoming year, and just a handful of years ago, we finally got our P's and Q's together, and I called Lonnie, and I don't remember how we met. How did we meet?
Oh boy!
Wow.
Yeah, I think we
do a lot of networking.
Yeah, we ended up meeting through a mutual networking partner.
Okay.
And matter of fact, it was Kevin.
Kevin, we got to give. Yeah. Okay, we're going to give him a shout out. He is a great friend, a great real estate agent. Kevin. That's awesome. Okay, great. You came to speak at one of his things. Okay, love networking. So bottom line, so we've been married for so many years and we've got houses and assets and businesses and kids and boats and cars. Why wasn't I protected? So thank heavens nothing happened to any of us in this interim of time. But do you want to break down LLCs and trusts and when you get them and why you get them?
Yes.
I'll just kind of let you take that over because I know there's steps. Not everybody needs an LLC. If I work for Costco and I get a paycheck, I do not need an LLC.
That is correct.
Okay.
And the reason why you do not need that, or a corporation for that fact, is because of the fact you're a W-2 employee. Mm-hmm. And the IRS does not allow W-2 wages to flow through a business entity. So that is why an LLC or corporation is mainly for those people that own their own businesses or are independent contractors. Mm-hmm. Because let's face it, if you're an independent contractor, you basically are still your own boss.
Yeah, I'm a realtor. That's an independent contractor.
Yeah, so you own your own company.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you consider it in that type of a classification.
Yeah, so basically we started our LLC first with him because, we had to have several. We have different businesses. And what I love about Lonnie is because I think I should have a tattoo. Okay, next stupid question. Because I'm like, hey, I've got a stupid question. I know there's no stupid questions. I tell my clients all the time, there's only stupid answers. I should really rephrase myself. But he never people like us, we're not here to make you feel dumb because there's no stupid questions, but he will literally walk me through. So we have a baby company that we just opened. And I was like, hey, do I need to pop on an LLC? And he was like, you know what? I could definitely overcharge you and, get you on. He was like, but, you're not in that tax bracket. It's a baby company. It's fledgling, let's go this route. And then, so I love that he's super honest and he's going to walk you through for the best account for your family. And I think the year before I used you because I'm a pretty good real estate agent and I make a lot of commissions and you are 1099. And I think the year before you, I had to pay something crazy like, $15,000 to $30,000 just, off the drop. And I mean, I don't know if you want to explain with his structure and using his company and he handles all my receipts and everything, I barely pay anything these days.
Yeah.
We can kind of keep it at that.
Yeah. I mean, because I do remember those first initial stages of when
you had to come in and clean up.
Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, it was a big cleanup job. And man, the stark difference between where you were at when you were operating as a 1099 independent contractor and taking all that income personally, as opposed to the following year when you were running it through your company that I set up for you. Huge difference.
I got a refund. What?
Yes. Yeah. Can you believe that? What was that word again?
Refund.
Yes. And who out there, by show of hands, who loves refunds?
Yes.
We all love refunds. Yes.
Absolutely. Especially when you make, hand over fist, but a lot goes out the door because you're running a business, but you know what? I don't need to get to that point where you tell me November, 30th, go buy a Ferrari. Can we get to that point?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where we need to get. That's what we're working towards. That's what we keep on building here is we're building your structure up to the point, because you got to keep in mind that every time that we put something in place for you, we're adding to what you already have. So you will never have to knock it down. So what you're putting in place, you'll never have to knock down. You just keep adding to it.
Okay, so let's talk about, because I didn't know, tell me about a trust.
Okay.
Just kind of break down what a trust is for a boring married couple like me with a house and a job and kids and a boat.
Yep. Well, what a living trust is, it's a legalized document. And when I say the word document, I don't mean just one sheet of paper.
It's a big fancy folder.
It's a component that has many different areas in there that it covers, such as and what it does is it allows for an individual or a married couple to be able to avoid probate upon their passing. Now you want to ask the magic question is,
what's probate?
What's probate? Mm-hmm. Yeah, what the heck is probate? A lot of people out there. Yeah, most people do not know what probate is. And probate, what happens is that when somebody passes away, the states, federal government, the courts, they will all get involved and they will end up locking up the estate. They will take a snapshot of the estate, lock up the estate to where nothing can end up being sold. You can't go into the property and start taking assets out of the property, anything of that nature, because there has to be a value assigned, because you're going to end up basically having an appraisal done on that whole entire estate. And then while all this is going on, you're having a lot of times going by. You're having court costs that are being accrued, legal fees being accrued, attorney fees being accrued.
I mean, each probate case can easily run you $10,000.
Oh well,
I mean, that's just not a basic average.
I've seen a lot of times where averages end up running to where where estates get locked up for anywhere between 2 to 5 years.
Yes.
And then by the time that the probate courts are ready to release those assets and have those probate fees assigned and paid for, you're looking at 30 to 50% of that net worth is eaten up in probate.
And look, we don't know if I'm going to leave this meeting and drive to 7-Eleven to get my Diet Coke and die in a car accident. Like, you don't know that any of this is going to happen. So you never want to be like, oh, someday I'll do this, someday I'll do this. And so I deal with probate cases a lot, even if it's like, an old grandma just naturally passed away and they haven't taken the time. And then the family, she wanted to leave this legacy, and there's not what, the value that she wanted to leave to her kids and grandkids and stuff like that. So bottom line, the time is now. The time is now. Okay. So before you go to Disneyland, I think you literally told me that. So I was like, we'll either pay you or take my family to Disneyland. He's like, you could die at Disneyland. I was like, well, then I get a lot of money. I'm kidding. But bottom line, and so you need to put your family and your priority first. And so I do tell people going to purchase a home, which we try to save you as much money as possible, but there is money involved when buying a home. The minute that you get your home, don't you want to protect it? You have to assign it home insurance. You have to do all these necessary things, but they don't tell you that you need to start forming a trust to put your home in the trust to where does it go in case something bad happens.
Right.
So a lot of people are like, here's my guy, here's the card, call this guy, let him protect you as I can sleep at night soundly because I'm protected. Well, I can do it cheap. There's ways, I've heard it's like, $100 online. So, okay, I'm not going to say anymore. Why should they use you?
Oh yeah, the reason they should end up using me is because you're going to end up getting a full bona fide living trust that has every single component in there that you need. I mean, you're going to end up having your trust agreement. You're going to have a listing of the trust assets along with all of your professional medical directives. And then
that was fun.
Yeah, very nice there. And then very, very importantly here too, you're going to have all your powers of attorney, such as your general power of attorney, your financial power of attorney, your real estate power of attorney, along with your financial power of attorney.
And in my case, like, where does my 15-year-old go? Who does he go to?
Exactly. See, and I'm glad you brought that up.
If you have kids that are under the age of 18, guess what?
Yeah. Yes, you're going to have.
You could be in heaven, and people could be fighting over your kids getting them that you didn't want.
Absolutely, because we're going to also put in there provisions in there for the guardianship of minor children. Mm-hmm. Because it's amazing how many people out there think that, if I pass away and my kids are minors, that my sister Susie is just going to take care of the kids. And that's not the way it works. Because now let's say if you have Sister Susie who you want them to go to, but all of a sudden, if you've got a Sister Julie who you know for a fact that you don't want them to go to, but she happens to go ahead and present herself to the courts.
Because she's thinking that, worst case scenario, she might be getting money for taking care of the kids.
That's
See,
right. Yes.
It can go sideways very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly. And then if Sister Julie, presents herself very formatively and very eloquently to the courts, and then all of a sudden the courts rule in her favor. Now all of a sudden your kids
are going to the drug addicts.
They're being shipped off to the family member that you did not want them to go to.
Yeah, and you might not want them to go to family members. You might want them to go to your best friends, and
absolutely,
it's got to all be in there. And so yeah, I mean, there's some big things that you need to take. I know this is kind of somber. This is airing on Friday, so it's after the 4th of July. But honestly, the time is now. So, instead of going to Disneyland, you need to call Lonnie. You need to start getting yourself up, your family to not fail. You want to start getting your family set up to succeed. And, a lot of times people want to skip the hard stuff and get right to the good stuff. Okay. But building a solid foundation when you're building a family, buying a home, even cars, even boats, children, you have to do the hard stuff first. right?
Yes, absolutely. And if I may go ahead and add in here too, because I keep hearing you, Erin, stress in regards to the time is now. I have to share just a real. I'm not going to go into details or anything, but myself personally, I have experienced 3 premature direct family deaths. Okay, so you never knew that those deaths were going to happen. And if that particular strategic estate planning was not put into place, then there would have been big messes on all 3 of those individuals. So, I mean,
and the surviving family members and such.
Absolutely. So was any of those planned for? No, they weren't planned for. They came right out of the blue. And but the thing is, though, is that mainly based upon my expertise and what I do for a living, I made sure that all of this was put into place years ago. That, thank goodness, that ugly term called probate did not take place and affect anybody in our family.
Yeah, it's just kind of like nice and smooth sailing. And you're available for questions at any time. There is no stupid question, and I'm going to stop saying that to you one of these days. But it's always good to ask professionals like us. We're here to help you. Okay, a lot of people are like a little scared to ask me questions thinking, oh, you're asking me a real estate question, so you want to buy or sell. Look, I'm not like that, all right? So we're basically here to help you, and we love to direct you. I like the joke that everybody is like, I hate those realtors that they're always like, today is the right time to buy and sell. Yeah. Every time is the right time to buy and sell. My saying is it could be the right time to buy and sell for you, or it could be for somebody. So is today the right time to buy and sell? Yes, for somebody, maybe not you. So we're here to set you up on a path to get you to where you want to be. So let's say, if you're trying to afford a trust or this and that, you can ask your questions, and you're here to help them, guide them on a path to, get them to where they need to be.
Yes, absolutely.
Do you know if you need an LLC? He's the guy to call and ask.
Yes, absolutely. All you have to do is pick up the phone, give me a call. I'm going to ask you a series of questions that will allow me to go ahead and take a snapshot and get a blueprint of your situation, which will allow me to go ahead and inform you on what it is that you need, and I will end up presenting you your options. And then, such as putting a plan in place for you, and it could be a very simple plan. You happen to be, not much going on. It could be all the way up to a very complex plan.
Dude, I keep saying like married people, like this is for single people too.
Absolutely.
This is for anybody.
Absolutely.
So yeah, especially if you win the lottery, add me to your trust and that sort of a thing. But,
absolutely. Yeah.
So it is July. Happy July. So let's call it this. I think Christmas in July is a thing. Okay. If you haven't seen Hallmark, pop on the Hallmark channel and you can get like all your Christmas movies while we're sweating to death. Target has major sales. Do you know this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Christmas in July.
Of course.
Why don't you buy your family members a trust for Christmas now? So you can call them here in July, and everybody should get for Christmas, instead of like, I'm not a gamer, Xbox or PS or whatever, give the gift of a trust, because it will keep on giving.
Yes, and it's something that they'll be able to take with them forever. Mm-hmm. Okay, it doesn't break down, it doesn't wear out.
That's a good question. Is it a one-time fee, or do I have to pay you every year?
It's a one-time.
There you go. That's a good question.
One-time fee, one-time charge to get it all set up, and the only time that you will ever pay anything else is if something major in your life changes. And if that happens,
won the lottery.
Yeah, you won the lottery.
Then we add some bank accounts to that.
Or you have a newborn child, mm-hmm. or
bought a rental property.
Yeah, bought a rental property. Or let's say that, unfortunately you wanted to go ahead and disinherit one of your kids from your trust because maybe they went down the wrong path.
I'm going to forward this to my kids.
That's right. You better let them know this. And then what would happen is that we would just need to have to update your existing trust. There's no need to go ahead and redo a brand new trust again. So all we'd have to do is just do an update based upon the major update. That's all. And the one point that I really want to drive home on this, because Erin keeps on bringing it up in regards to make sure that you plan for this, is that my saying that I always mention on anything having to do with estate planning, especially a living trust, is that by not setting up a living trust, what you're basically doing is you're failing to plan. And when you fail to plan, in all essence, you're basically planning to fail. Don't let that happen to you.
Because let's say somebody does pass away, you're already dealing with so much, you don't want to deal with this.
That's
You don't
exactly
want to
correct.
deal with this. And then guess what? I would just be giving him a call, be like, get over here and give me a hug and deal with everything. So
Yeah,
I like to
emotions.
have my people. I like to have my people.
Yeah, emotions are already running high upon when a family member passes away. The last thing you want to end up having to worry about is everybody fighting and battling over what that family member had, whether it was a home, the fine china, a gold collection, whatever
Put it all in there if
whatever
it's
else it may
of
have.
value to you.
Exactly. And people always says, oh, my family doesn't do that. We would never fight. Believe me,
Guess what?
I have seen the closest of families
Ripped to shreds.
Exactly, ripped to shreds and become the worst of enemies due to a plan not being put into place and implemented.
So I'm going to put all of his information in the notes, but simply tell them your website and your phone number nice and clear so they can hit the back button on the podcast and give you a call, give you a research. How do they get a hold of you?
Yes. Okay. The website will end up being www.myeasg.com. Once again, that's www.myeasg.com. And the name of my company is Executive Asset Solutions Group.
What's your number?
And the phone number for that company is 702-250-9764. Once again, 702-250-9764.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming. So we'll talk a little bit of fun stuff. How do you feel about 4th of July? Is it your favorite holiday? Do you not care?
Oh, I love 4th of July. I've loved 4th of July since I was a kid.
Are you like a firework guy?
I am a firework guy.
Like a hot dog guy? Like what's your romance on 4th of July?
Probably going out and
Despite being like a really good American.
Probably going out and watching a real nice fireworks show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, either at the Indian Reservation or out in Boulder City.
Wow, I'm a terrible person. I do not like 4th of July. I'll tell you why.
Probably your dogs, right?
Yeah, and so,
Yep.
when I was a little kid, now do you remember these? Like we're talking like in the 80s, okay? There were these spinny fireworks that you would literally get to nail on like a telephone pole. Like
They were spinners.
The spinners.
I remember them.
Okay.
Absolutely, I remember them.
Well, we would have block parties, like romantic Las Vegas block parties with hundreds of people and kids running around. And so, but we wouldn't nail them to a tree or anything. So one got lit. Well, actually, several got lit on the street. And it was the 80s. And one of my friend's mom was wearing a broomstick skirt. And they went up and got caught in her skirt. And she was screaming and she had 3rd-degree burns. We had the ambulance. And I was kind of 6 years old. And so I have been afraid of fireworks since then. And then we live in Vegas. We see fireworks all the time,
Yes.
right? And so I'm like, oh, what's another firework? Like, I'm a good American. But with my family owning a rescue ranch, the McKee Ranch, we rescue ranch animals, horses and pigs and goats, and I've got giant dogs. Like, all we do is like melatonin the animals and just like watch them. So like the week of 4th of July is super stressful for me. So not like my greatest holiday, but
Right.
I've got all the outfits.
Yeah, I know. That's awesome. Oh, your outfits are definitely firecrackers in their own right. That's for sure.
That's right. But we all hope that you guys enjoyed, because it's premiering Friday. We all hope that you guys enjoyed your 4th of July, that it's safe, and it's a big weekend, you guys. It's the whole weekend. So do not drink and drive. Call your Ubers. Like, watch your kids, watch your matches, just practice safety and have a really, really good time. And thank you for joining me, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye. Thank you.